I call this electrifying yarn current attraction. Age had crept up on old Rufus and stiffened his joints and slackened his muscles, and finally he'd been forced to climb down from the flying trapezes, where for almost a quarter of a century he'd reigned as king. No more would the band play and the drums roll and the audiences gasp as the spotlight followed him across the big top in his death-defying aerial act. He was a has-been, a forgotten name, a faded star. His performing days were over, but the circus was in old Rufus's blood. It was his life, and so he'd stayed on, watering the animals, helping the roustabouts, doing any odd job available, just so he could be near the spangles and the tanbark and the canvas world he loved. And then there was Jean, Ruf's daughter. There was Jean's future to consider.
Now, Daddy?
No, not yet. You haven't got enough height. Pump. Get up there. Higher.
Jean had been 10 when her mother had mistimed her double forward somersault and come crashing down to the big top floor, leaving Jean an orphan and Ruf a widower. That had been 8 years ago.
That's it, honey. That's it. Remember, tuck. Tuck tight when you spin.
Here goes.
Old Ruf fingered the net pole nervously, as if he were afraid it might suddenly vanish, leaving his precious daughter swinging alone up there without its life-preserving protection.
No, too soon.
For a moment, old Ruf's heart stopped beating as he watched his lovely daughter's body flail, then plunge downward. It was an old memory, one that he would never forget.
It's all right, honey. Relax when you hit.
Jean sobbed as she climbed down from the net and reached for the cape her father held out for her.
Oh, I'll never be any good, Daddy. Never. Why don't we give up?
You'll do it, honey. You'll see. You'll be a star someday.
They walked in silence across the tanbark floor, down between the seats and out into the sunlight.
Ah, there you are. I have been looking all over for you.
Oh, Daddy, it's Enrico, and my eyes are all red.
So what?
A tall, handsome, dark-eyed man came striding across the grounds, grinning broadly.
So, I see you have been practicing, lovely one. That is good.
I'll never be any good, Enrico.
You'll be great someday. Don't talk that way. Why, when your mother and me started...
Oh, Enrico, this is my daddy. Everybody calls him Ruf.
A pleasure to meet the father of such a charming girl, Mr. Ruf.
Ruf studied the suave-looking stranger.
You're new around here, aren't you? What's your act?
Enrico is a star, Daddy. He usually gets top billing. He just joined our circus yesterday. He's a knife thrower.
I also throw the machete and the cleaver.
Enrico turned to Jean.
I will see you later then, as we planned. Au revoir.
All right, Enrico. Bye for now.
Old Ruf and his daughter walked on in silence until they came to their trailer. Then...
I don't like him. He's a greasy-looking character.
He's very sweet, Daddy, and very misunderstood. His wife...
Old Ruf spun around.
His wife? He's married?
Oh, yes. His wife is his partner in the act. She stands up against a board and he...
I'll not have my daughter going out with a married man.
Don't be silly, Daddy. We're just friends, nothing more. He's very unhappy.
That night, Ruf caught Enrico's act. It was quite sensational. His wife would stand spread-eagled before a board, and he'd coolly ring her with knives, throwing them in rapid succession, ending up with a cleaver slamming into the wood beside her head. Bravo!
Great!
Terrific!
Good Lord! Isn't he wonderful, Daddy?
I'd hate to be his wife and have him soar at me. One slip.
That's just it, Daddy. They don't get along. He's not in love with her any longer, but she refuses to give him a divorce.
And you mean to tell me she lets him stand there and throw knives at her?
Isn't she horrible? Enrico is a nervous wreck. He doesn't want to harm a hair on her head. That makes it all the more difficult for him.
How come you're so interested in his private life?
I think I'm in love with Enrico, Daddy.
What? In love with him? Don't be a fool, Jean. You're too young. What about your career? In another few months, your act will be set, and you'll be on your way. Love isn't for you. Not now.
Jean shook her head.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I can't just turn my heart off like a radio. When it happens, and you can't do anything about it.
You can avoid letting it happen. You don't have to look for it.
Jean smiled at her father and started off across the circus grounds.
It's too late, Daddy. It's already happened.
Jean, come back. Jean!
He could see them in the moonlight, meeting and walking off, arm in arm, his daughter and Enrico.
No, Jean, no. I won't let you ruin your life. I've worried too long and too hard with you to let you throw it away.
That night, old Rufus tried to wait up for his daughter to come home. He remembered the clock hands pointing to 3 before he dozed off. And when he awoke, it was morning and Jean was sleeping soundly.
This cannot go on. It's insane. I've got to talk to him.
Ruf dressed angrily and hurried across the circus grounds to the trailer marked The Great Enrico. He hammered on the door.
Yeah? What do you want?
Your husband. I want to see him alone. Enrico's wife was a tired-eyed, bleached blonde who reeked of liquor. She stepped out of the trailer and smirked.
Sure, old man. Only you'll have to wake him up. He was out all night last night. He's still asleep.
Thank you. Old Ruf leaned over the snoring Enrico and shook him roughly.
Huh? Ooh, what? What do you want?
I want to talk to you about my daughter. I want you to leave her alone.
The great Enrico strode about the trailer in a flashy lounging robe, puffing on a long cigarette holder, listening to old Rufus plead with him.
She is young, inexperienced. She has her whole life ahead of her. I beg of you.
I am sorry, senor. I cannot give up your daughter.
Enrico smiled.
I find her too attractive.
I'm warning you, Enrico.
Do not threaten me, old man. If your daughter and I cannot fall in love with your blessings, then it shall be without them. Good day.
All right. I asked you in a nice way. Now, look out.
Old Ruf left Enrico's trailer and stamped across the surface grounds, fuming. He came into the big top, his mind whirling.
I can't let him wreck my genie's life. I've got to get rid of him.
The board that the great Enrico used in his act stood in its position in the center ring, ready for the night's performance. Old Ruf studied its pitted and scarred surface.
You can almost outline the silhouette of Enrico's wife from all these knife marks. And the cleaver mark is...
Enrico's voice rang in old Rufus' ear.
I find her too attractive.
Of course, that's it. Attraction. That's it.
Old Rufus let himself into the electrician's shed without being seen. He chuckled softly to himself.
Everyone knows Enrico no longer loves his wife. Everyone knows she won't give him a divorce. So what better way to get rid of her?
Rufus carried the coil of fine copper wire and the bar of soft iron back to the big top.
Tonight Enrico throws the cleaver directly at his wife's head, splitting it open, killing her. It will be so obvious. He will be charged with murder. All the evidence will point to it. Even Jean will have to testify against him.
And slowly, painfully, Rufus wound the copper wire around the iron core, creating a powerful electromagnet. Then he secured the magnet to the rear of the target board, exactly behind where Enrico's wife's head always rested.
There. Now to attach the windings to a strong current, and we're set. When he throws that cleaver...
That night, the show began as usual. Old Rufus stood by, waiting for Enrico's act to begin.
He goes on in 30 seconds.
Hey, Rufus, I got a job for you. Come on.
The roustabout foreman led Rufus out of the big top. Behind, the drums rolled. The cymbals clashed.
That's Enrico's act starting. I wanted to see it.
You'll see it tomorrow. This is more important. I owe this somebody a favor.
Rufus followed the foreman across the circus grounds. A figure stood in the moonlight, waiting.
Help this gal carry her bags down to the station, huh, Rufus?
You!
Yes, me. I'm leaving him. Your daughter convinced me.
Rufus' blood froze. The drums were building up to a crescendo now. The end of the great Enrico's act was at hand. Rufus could see the cleaver raised, see it flying through the air, see it waver as it entered the magnetic field, see it swerve inward, cutting, splitting, the blood, the red raw flesh and bone, the brains.
And Jean, my daughter.
She's taking my place in the act, too. Come on, let's go.
Behind them, cymbals crashed and a bass drum boomed. The crowd groaned. So if anybody's interested in a slightly used second-hand knife thrower's board, it's available. Only thing is, it's a bit stained. Of course, as far as I'm concerned, it ought to be used that way. Sort of adds something, don't you think? And now it's time to turn you over to the old witch who will wind up my morbid mag for this issue. Oh, remember the EC Fan Addict Club. Don't do nothing, just remember it. Bye.